I want to be very careful about this, I think we have moved beyond that stage. My sense is the press is now being self-consciously careful. But I believe all of us have to be vigilant as well, and we have got to be prepared to speak out if we see it happening again. We owe it to every other woman that we encourage to get out there and be a candidate. And I believe we will, because I think the biggest change since that election last year, just 1 year ago, the biggest change is this one, and that is the changing expectations for our leaders and ourselves. You know, if you think about it, until Hillary Clinton stepped out on stage in that first debate, we had no example in American minds of what a woman could be like as commander-in-chief and chief steward of the economy. That male image, that male-only image of leadership has been changed forever. In 2008, Americans had the experience of choosing a president from just a whole lot of different kind of candidates, and we liked it. Voters responded. As you've heard me say, the turnout in the primaries and in the general election was extensive. In fact, in 2008, in November, we had, according to the Pew polls, the largest, most diverse electorate in American history. That's something to be proud of. So here's a piece of bipartisan advice. I don't often give bipartisan advice. Those who are listening should take it very seriously. But as I look at future presidential campaigns, I would suggest there will be a real disadvantage to any party that puts forward a choice of candidates that is exclusively white and male. I mean, just think about it for a moment in your mind's eye. Remember those old teams, debate teams that used to line up? Two sets of guys in blue suits. The only difference is if one of them had maybe a yellow tie, that would be a breakthrough. Doesn't that now seem kind of, I don't know, dull? Don't we like having a wider set of choices? In an era in which men and women work side by side, in the workplace and at home, in the classroom, even in the military, Americans have less patience for old prejudices. We have serious work to do and challenges to meet, and it is not acceptable to have leadership that rules more than half our people out. And this is important to every one of us, because when I talk about political decisions, I'm not just talking about matching names to titles. Think about the decisions you make or will want to make about your future, what kind of work is available to you, and how much your work is valued, how you meet the challenges of work and family, how we respond to threats of our security and our health. Every one of those questions is impacted by people elected to office. Now, that is true all the time, but especially in tough times. When you have to make difficult decisions, people need to feel confidence in our leaders. We want to know our leaders understand what our lives are like. And let me say the latest example, watching those discussions of swine flu, or what should I now call it, H1N1 flu. So I'll get it right. I'm going to write it on my wrist so I can look it up. H1N1 flu. But when I see Janet Napolitano, right, Janet Napolitano and Catherine Sebelius talking about keeping us safe and healthy, I feel a lot of confidence. I think they know what it would be like. They're going to do what's important. We get better decisions when decision makers represent all our talent and energy. We get better, wiser government with policies that reflect all our life experiences. So I'll just conclude with a few words. I have this week been reading a wonderful biography of Frances Perkins. And Frances Perkins was, of course, our first ever woman to serve in a president's cabinet. She broke through quite a few glass ceilings in her day. She was asked by Franklin Delano Roosevelt to become Secretary of Labor. Now, if you think about it, to be the first woman in the cabinet would not be easy. To be the Secretary of Labor in the depths of the Depression, he was asking her in 1932, that was not going to be easy. It was personally not easy. She had a mentally ill husband, and she wanted to shield him from the press. But she remembered what her grandmother told her. When a door is opened, you must walk through it. And because she did, Frances Perkins led the way. She established so much of the framework of our lives: safe, decent working conditions, unemployment insurance, Social Security. She took the lead on all of those. And so, from Frances Perkins' grandmother, who was born in 1809, to her granddaughter, who became the first woman ever to serve in a presidential cabinet, to all of us today, I believe that message still resonates. If a door is opened, go through it. Our last presidential campaign didn't just put 18 million cracks in the glass ceiling. It opened the doors for every one of us. Now it's up to us to go through. Thank you very much.